You're watching ABC7 News at 4, starting with First Alert Weather.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. It's almost here, the weekend that is, and the cooler air is a little bit delayed now. We're going to talk a little bit more about that a little bit later, but we are looking at some warm temperatures. Beach weather continues here. Thanks for joining us here on ABC7 News at 4. And as far as that beach shot goes, Holmes Beach showing quite a few people out there again enjoying the sunshine and comfortable conditions out there. As far as the water temperature goes, it's into the upper 70s to low 80s right now, so any kind of sea breeze that's developed, keeping things pretty mild right there. Inland area is still warm today, mid 80s, even some upper 80s well inland. Right now it's 84 and sunny at the airport. The humidity at 65%. We have that west to northwest wind at 10. That is the sea breeze that has kicked in. The pressure holding steady now at 29.96 inches. 86 in Orlando, cooler in Jacksonville and in Pensacola. Right now you can see that it's 87 in Arcadia, 80 as well, 87 in Northport and Punta Gorda, and the Gulf water temperature now at 80 degrees. A lot of rain to the north, big storms in fact, from Jacksonville southward down to near Gainesville this afternoon, producing quite a bit of lightning. We have a few showers popping up on that southeast wind flow, and yesterday we saw a few inland storms that produced up to 2.5 inches of rainfall estimates from the Doppler radar site. We could see some isolated activity again, firing up a little bit more so later on this evening as that sea breeze eventually catches in those storms in the inland areas you see right now. Nothing going on near the coast. It'll stay dry too. It looks like through the remainder of the evening. We will look for a little bit better chance to rain, but not until next week. There is a cold front coming down late Friday and Saturday. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes. Taylor, Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to our top story. Voters Tuesday gave back to some convicted felons the right to vote after they've completed their sentences. Now, this change does not include felons convicted of murder or sexual offenses.
ABC7's Jackie Kelly tells us more about Amendment 4 and how it will impact people locally. Jackie?
Scott, Taylor, before this was passed, Florida was just one of 4 states that didn't allow felons who completed their convictions the right to vote. Now, 64% of people voted for this change Tuesday, which will go into effect immediately. Earlier, I talked with a local man who just got back his right to vote, and he tells me that he's been on cloud 9 since Tuesday. He says that this is a bipartisan issue that shows Floridians believe in granting people second chances. And at 5:30, you can hear from that man, and he'll talk about why he's so happy that he got back his right to vote. Back to you guys.
Jackie, thank you so much. New at 4, a man who escaped from an Ohio jail is captured by Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies. Venice police say officers were investigating a vehicle theft this morning when 4 people ran off. 3 were captured, and the 4th person was identified as Christopher Tolley. Tolley escaped from the Adams County Jail in Ohio, where he has a history of burglary and theft. A few hours later, deputies took him into custody. Northport police arrest 4 people involved in a drug operation they called Spice Baby. Investigators recovering 154 bags of labeled synthetic cannabinoids or spice at a home on Kenwood Drive. They also found 2 guns and a large amount of cash. Police say Devin Ford, Barbara Adams, Matthew Schultz, and Christina Surpriant were facing a wide range of charges now, including possession with intent to sell and selling within 1,000 feet of a place of worship. Detectives need your help finding a man accused of stealing thousands of dollars worth of tools and other equipment from a boat storage facility in Punta Gorda. It happened last Friday at the Emerald Point Condos boat storage on Marion Avenue. In this surveillance video, you can see a suspect's silver 4-door pickup in the top right-hand corner. He stole navigation system, power washers, and tools. Call Punta Gorda Police if you recognize the man or the truck. Taylor joins us now with more on a mass shooting inside a Southern California bar.
That's right, Scott. Just 12 days after the massacre at a Pittsburgh synagogue, a man opened fire at a bar in California last night. Police say the gunman killed at least 12 people, including a sheriff's deputy, before turning the gun on himself. The FBI is still combing the scene for evidence. Police say a lone gunman dressed in all black burst into the Borderline Bar and Grill in Thousand Oaks just before 11:30 p.m. It was college night, and witnesses say the room was packed with over 100 students when the shooter began firing into the crowd.
There were multiple men that got on their knees and pretty much blocked all of us with their back towards the shooter, ready to take a bullet for any single one of us.
The suspect was identified as Ian David Long. We believe he shot himself. When the officers went in and made re-entry, they found him already deceased.
Among those killed was Ventura County Sheriff Sergeant Ron Helis, struck by gunfire as he rushed in to help. The suspect, a 28-year-old veteran of the U.S. Marine Corps who had previous run-ins with law enforcement, also was suspected of suffering from PTSD. New details in the urgent search for a 13-year-old girl snatched at her North Carolina home as she was waiting to go to school. The FBI has released new surveillance video of the SUV she was taken in as Hania Aguilar's family pleads for her safe return. ABC's Lindsay Davis has the story.
This morning, the clock is ticking as the urgent search for a kidnapped 13-year-old girl grows more desperate. And now the FBI is joining the case.
They're going door to door with our agents and our investigators and task force officers in the search for Hania.
Hania Aguilar was last seen Monday outside her home in Lumberton, North Carolina, waiting for relatives to take her to school. That's when authorities say a man wearing all black and a yellow bandana covering his face forced the girl into a green SUV like this one, an SUV belonging to a member of her family. A Spanish-speaking neighbor frantically called 911, saying a man
just came and stole the truck, left in the truck with a child in the car also, a little girl.
Overnight, the FBI released new surveillance video of the stolen SUV taken within minutes after the alleged kidnapping. Investigators are now calling on the public to help in the manhunt, asking residents with surveillance cameras for assistance.
These pictures help us, but we need evidence to find the SUV.
Police are now canvassing the missing teen's neighborhood, questioning local residents, the area now on edge.
Right now, the neighborhood's terrified. It really is.
Meanwhile, the missing teen's family is anxiously waiting for any word on her whereabouts. Hania's mother saying in a statement, "I am here waiting for you. I love you, and I only care about you, and I don't have anything against whoever did this to you. I just want you back." Her aunt saying, "We just want her to come back. We don't know why he did that to her."
Officials found that SUV at a North Carolina mobile home park earlier today. The FBI is offering a $15,000 reward. An update now on the captain of a duck boat that capsized in Missouri during a summer storm in July. Kenneth McKee is facing 17 counts, including misconduct and negligence or inattention causing death. 17 people died after the boat tipped over during a severe thunderstorm. 9 of the victims were members of one family. Prosecutors say there was lightning in the area when McKee drove the duck boat into the water. They say he also failed to tell passengers to put on their life vests.
Failed to raise the side curtains, failed to instruct his passengers to don their personal flotation devices, and failed to prepare to abandon ship after each of 2 separate soundings of the vehicle's bilge alarms.
If convicted, McKee could face up to 10 years in prison for each of the 17 counts. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg fractured 3 ribs after a fall yesterday evening. This morning, she was admitted to George Washington University Hospital for observation. According to the Supreme Court Public Information Officer, Ginsburg was in her office at the court when she fell. The 85-year-old has been a justice on the High Court since 1993. Let's send it back to Scott with how Sarasota County schools are celebrating our veterans.
Well, Bay Haven School of Basics is celebrating one of the first local schools to pay tribute to our nation's heroes today. Students put on musical performances, and a Vietnam War veteran talked to the kids about the importance of Veterans Day. And there are several more events going on tomorrow at Tatum Ridge Garden, Englewood, and Lamarck Elementary Schools. And then on Monday, Pineview and Goshio Elementary Schools will show their appreciation for our veterans. Still to come, following a deadly bicycle accident in Venice, we'll hear what changes the community is now demanding, and how students in California built a mini cop cart for their school resource officer to protect and serve on the go. And we'll show you the chaotic scene that unfolded when a man came crashing through a Waffle House ceiling.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
This weekend on the ABC7 live stream.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real. You can recover. It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help. The world is a beautiful place again. Join the Voices for Recovery. For confidential information for mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP.
The cycling community and many residents on the Suncoast are now demanding change after learning one of the 4 bike riders hit by a car last week has died. The other 3 are still recovering from their injuries. The accident happening at the intersection of Center Road and Rockley Boulevard. ABC7's Rebecca Fernandez joins us live now in Venice with details of the safety regulations they're now asking for along that busy street. Rebecca?
Scott, yes, in the wake of this terrible news and as the other 3 bike riders continue to recover, residents are now making sure that accidents like these stop happening. Although state troopers have said the driver of the vehicle was not at fault because the bicyclist made an improper lane change, residents say they still plan on fighting for safety changes in honor of Jack Harrison and all those who have lost their lives in these types of accidents. They asked county commissioners at this week's meeting to change the speed limit on Center Road from 45 miles per hour to 35 miles per hour and hope that this can be done in all roads that have bike lanes. Tonight at 6, I'll explain why others say that the roads are still dangerous for bike riders even after that speed reduction. Plus, a close friend of Jack Harrison tells us what he hopes comes out of this tragedy. For now, live in Venice, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC7, your Suncoast News. Back to you guys.
All right, Rebecca, thank you so much. Let's send it back now to Taylor for a look at what's trending today. Taylor?
Scott, a Georgia coach enlisted his high school football team to help him run a life-changing play. During last Friday's game, the Lanier High School football team handed out flowers to the girlfriend of their wide receivers coach. As she collected the roses from the boys, the coach surprised her by getting down on one knee. He popped the question, which of course ended with a yes. Video and images of the proposal were shared online and quickly went viral. The coach later tweeted thanking his fiancée and his players. Police are searching for the man seen in a Facebook video falling through the ceiling of a Waffle House. Take a look. Police believe Wesley Boast went into the bathroom, locked himself in, and climbed into the ceiling. After falling through, he took off, but not without leaving some evidence behind: his pants, with his license still in the pocket. Police say before he ran out the door, he tore through the restaurant like a tornado.
The damage was very consistent with what you'd see with storm damage. There was insulation everywhere. There were ceiling tiles broken, and they were scattered throughout the business.
Investigators believe drugs were involved. Some California high school students got together and built a sweet new ride for their school resource officer. They're calling it the Cop Cart. It was built by students in Cabrillo High's auto shop along with input from Sheriff's Deputy Dennis Thomas. The new and improved golf cart features flashing lights, Sheriff's Department decals, and a very loud siren. The deputy says the project was a great opportunity to work with the students. Let's send it back to Scott with Google's latest efforts on how it handles sexual harassment allegations. Scott?
Well, Taylor, the CEO says the company will no longer force employees with sexual assault or harassment claims into arbitration. Google will also update its sexual harassment training and offer counseling and career support for those filing complaints. These moves are among the changes Google employees demanded when they staged coordinated walkouts a week ago. Ford is buying scooter-sharing startup company Spin. The automaker sees it as a way to diversify as more Americans move to cities and travel shorter distances where parking is an issue. Spin is much smaller than scooter rivals Bird and Lime, which claim they've completed 10 million rides in just a year. Ford plans to expand Spin to more than 100 cities in the next 18 months. American Airlines will soon allow passengers with nut allergies to board their flights early. The airline saying in a statement the new policy will start December 12th. Bloomberg reports the decision came after complaints were filed against the airline last year by a woman whose son has a life-threatening peanut allergy. Delta Airlines also allows passengers with nut allergies to board flights early to clean the seating area. Let's get back now to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with our first alert forecast. Bob.
Well, another warm day today it was, Scott. Lots of sunshine around, temperatures warming into the mid-80s, well above the average, which is right around 80 degrees. And you can see from the Van Wezel webcam, beautiful clear skies out there throughout the day. That's a result of high pressure. It's going to hold on for one more day. And then a weak front will move through late Friday, early Saturday, bringing with it some slightly cooler temperatures, not much, but you'll see lows tonight. We'll start off into the low 70s. So when you wake up tomorrow morning on Friday, temperatures generally in the low 70s. Could be a little bit of patchy fog, especially inland areas. Temperatures expected in the mid-60s there. And as far as our forecast is concerned, we're watching this frontal boundary right now. It's producing some rough storms over north central Florida. You can see that from Jacksonville stretching down to Gainesville right now. Not much drop to the south right now, but eventually it will get a little help tomorrow, and that front will move through relatively dry. We'll be seeing maybe a few showers popping up along that front during late Friday and early Saturday. Right now, these are associated with the daytime heating. Southeast winds around an area of high pressure continues to bring us the movement of that air right over the land here into central Florida, where temperatures today were in the upper 80s, just enough heat and enough moisture to allow for some showers and storms to pop up. And you see that now moving into Punta Gorda. Currently, temperatures away from the sea breeze into the mid to upper 80s, 87 now in Arcadia. Northport the same, and right near the coast, we're talking 80 degrees all the way from Inglewood up to Cortez now, 78, 83 in Bradenton. The heat index, it feels like 90 in Mayaca City, Wauchula, Arcadia, as well as into near Sebring, 89 degrees. That's what it feels like there. So our forecast tonight calling for warm temperatures through this evening, 73 at 11 o'clock. Tonight we'll have partly cloudy skies expected, and then the forecast tomorrow calling for generally partly cloudy conditions, high temperatures once again into the mid-80s. There'll be some mid to upper 80s inland east of I-75, and we'll look for little chance for rainfall. That rain chance quite small. As far as the wind flow goes, it'll be rather light overnight. We'll see it out of the east, at least switch around to the northeast. Right now we have that west to northwest sea breeze occurring. And then tomorrow, basically out of the southeast, so a repeat performance with a chance for a few late night showers as the front approaches on into Saturday morning. You'll see those winds switch around to a northerly direction. Not all that strong either. They'll pick up a little bit by midday on Saturday, but not too bad. I'm talking about 10 to 15 miles an hour out of the north. That will cool us down to more seasonal averages, or maybe even a couple degrees above average. We've been well above that over the past couple of days, and you'll see that with the forecast as this little area of low pressure develops. It will start to swing this frontal boundary close to us come late Friday and into early Saturday. We can still expect a few isolated showers, though, during the afternoon hours. There it goes. We'll see, as I said, a thin line of showers possible with this front. It eventually settles just to our south, and it will stay there, so we'll look for partly cloudy skies over the weekend. Right now, just a lot of sunshine out there, 84 degrees, and as far as the next week cool down, well, we may not be getting as cool as expected. The models are now starting to switch around as high pressure is expected to be a little bit stronger and may hold that front off a little bit. So we'll see how it plays out. But right now, still calling for Cooler weather on Wednesday. Highs will be in the low 70s for the most part, maybe some upper 60s well inland. Southeast winds turn to the west at 5 to 10 knots with that sea breeze developing. Light chop on the bays and inland waters. The extended forecast then looks good. Great weather Saturday, Sunday, 20% chance for a shower. And then that front arrives on Tuesday, a little stronger one. We'll see a few morning showers on Wednesday. High temperatures right around 70 degrees and lows into the mid-50s, I think, to start things off on Thursday morning. Well, be sure to download our ABC7 weather app. It's got some new features on it. And once again, it always gets better. And you can do it for free. Download it for free right now, and you can follow along with us here as far as any kind of rough weather goes across the Sun Coast over the upcoming months. I know a lot of people are just now getting down, visiting, and it would be a good tool to have.
Absolutely. Well, back in California, Bob, they're dealing again with wildfires, and there's an out-of-control fire. It's forcing mandatory evacuations in Northern California. It's called the Camp Fire. It's a fast-moving blaze that has already scorched 5,000 acres. It's burning about 90 miles north of Sacramento. Sheriff's officials say that evacuation orders are in place for the entire town of Paradise, California. That includes the local hospital and all of the town's schools.
Those pictures are incredible. About 27,000 people live there. California fire warning: the fire is spreading very fast and urge people not to wait to get out of the danger. The National Weather Service says ongoing drought conditions, strong winds, and low humidity are making for very dangerous fire conditions out there right now.
Thank you, Bob. Still to come, where you can lend a helping hand to help feed the hungry and enjoy a hot meal at the same time.
I'm Linda Carson from Suncoast View. Coming up Friday morning live at 9, all it takes is sand, a shovel, and a bucket for these artists to impress us. We try making a sculpture for the Crystal Classic Sand Sculpting Competition. The Sarasota Pops Orchestra previews their tribute to veterans. We'll get a sample of their John Denver Coming Home. Learn about local Veterans Days events, and Kate's Cookie Lab is in the kitchen. All that's coming up Friday morning live at 9.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Want to know a secret? If you're looking for the best selection of area rugs at an unbelievable price, the only place you need to look is Rugs' Art. I know what you're thinking. Expensive, right? Wrong. Rugs' Art has the largest selection of area rugs on the west coast of Florida in a variety of styles, with 8x11 area rugs starting at $199. Largest selection, personalized service, and unbelievably low prices. You'll find it all at Rugs' Art.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hut hut! It's the Ghetto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Ghetto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Ghetto location near you or visit Ghetto.com.
Ghetto's got it.
Investigate TV tackles the tough topics.
What happened to my life was awful.
When your health is compromised, we investigate.
They are really drug dealers in white coats.
Corporate greed exposed.
How do you trust them to run this program?
The powerful held accountable with in-depth journalism led by award-winning journalist Lee Zurich. We're your watchdog. Search Investigate TV on your Roku device. Download it now.
Be a Heart Walk hero. I'm Scott Dennis. Join ABC7 and the American Heart Association for the 2018 Suncoast Heart Walk. It's Saturday, November 10th at J.D. Hamill Park. Walk with us to help raise funds to fight heart disease and stroke. Your support will help us advance life-saving breakthroughs that will keep more hearts beating. We can't save lives without your help. Register for free and walk with us to have fun and help hearts. For more information, visit suncoastheartwalk.org. You know, fortunately, this is my first job out of college, so I was able to come back home and work in my hometown. I wore two hats. I was sports director and I was a news anchor. I did that for a few years and then decided to go full-time into news. Well, I love our team here at ABC7. We have a great mix, and it really is a great mix of personalities, of experience that meshes really well into a really strong team. I'm Scott Dennis, and I'm here for you.
Watch Suncoast View weekdays at 9 a.m. on ABC7.
Some popular events to help feed the hungry happening today and tomorrow in Manatee County. The first of two Empty Bowls luncheons hosted by the Food Bank of Manatee happening today at the Renaissance on 9th in downtown Bradenton. But if you missed it, there's another one set for tomorrow on Main Street in Lakewood Ranch. That event starts at 11 a.m. and ticket prices start at $30. Let's get back to Taylor now with a look at some of the other stories we're working on for you tonight. Taylor?
Scott, 2 decades after voters approved a constitutional amendment that called for a high-quality system of public schools, the Florida Supreme Court took up a legal battle about whether the state has properly carried out the voters' wishes. Coming up at 5, we'll hear why plaintiffs are challenging the legislature. And at 6, thousands of Americans live in unsafe and unsanitary homes. What Congress is doing to increase the amount of money to be spent on public housing repairs. And at 7, for the first time in about a decade, interest rates have gone up. We'll hear why experts say it's not something to be concerned about. Let's check back in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a final look at the forecast. Bob?
Thanks, Taylor. If you're heading out to the beaches tonight, there are reports of red tide still being a problem in patchy areas along Suncoast beaches. We have that west to southwest wind, which doesn't make matters all much better. Skies will be partly cloudy. We'll see sunset at 5:43 and partly cloudy skies expected. This photo, nice, beautiful Siesta Key from Fred Seeger. The current conditions pretty warm out there for this time of year, 84 degrees. The pressure has been holding steady, so this high pressure still holding on right now, and it's a little stronger than the models were projecting, so it may kind of stop our cold spell that we're expecting next week from being too extreme. We'll see how that plays out, but right now temperatures currently nothing winter like it. It's summer-like. In fact, we're getting summer-like showers starting to develop because of the daytime heating in the inland areas specifically. Gulf water temperature now at 80 degrees, and we'll have more of the rain and what our weekend looks like coming up in a few minutes. Scott?
All right, thank you so much, Bob. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again in 30 minutes.